In 2017, we saw some great UFC cards, which produced great knockouts, submissions, and even fights of the year. Along with these good fights, the UFC put together some matchups that didn't live up to expectations, which left the MMA fans disappointed. So here is 5 worst UFC bookings of 2017. Number 5. At UFC 206, Cub Swanson won a unanimous decision in a crazy back and forth war against Doo Ho Choi. Cub Swanson had put together a 3-fight winning streak, where it seems as though he would get a tougher test in his next fight, but the UFC decided to go a different route and booked him against unranked Artem Lobov at UFC Final 108. At that time, Artem Lobov had put together decision victories over Chris Avila at UFC 202 and Teruto Ishihara at UFC Final 99. Many fans were left scratching their heads into thinking why the UFC booked this fight. It is clear that Artem Lobov's friendship with Conor McGregor was enough for him to talk his way into headlining UFC Final 108. In the fight, Cub Swanson dominated all 5 rounds to win the fight by a dominant unanimous decision. Number 4. Yair Rodriguez was coming in 2017 with a 5-fight winning streak where he had last knocked out Andre Fili at UFC 197. He was booked to face returning MMA legend BJ Penn at UFC Final 103. BJ Penn was making a comeback after a 2.5-year layoff against a young prospect in Yair Rodriguez, who was undefeated at that time. In the fight, Yair Rodriguez was able to find his distance and threw a number of unorthodox kicks, stunning BJ Penn. Yair Rodriguez was able to drop BJ Penn with the right hand and finished him on the ground with punches. This was very embarrassing for the MMA legend, who has done so much for the sport, and was a very disappointing moment in 2017. Number 3. In 2017, the UFC was set to crown its first UFC Women's Featherweight Champion. The UFC was planning a fight between Cris Cyborg vs Holly Holm as the best option in crowning the division's first champion. However, Cris Cyborg said that she needed more time to make it to the fight, in which the UFC decided to move forward with the division and chose Jermaine Durandamy as Holly Holm's opponent and booked them to fight for the title at UFC 208. Jermaine Durandamy was relatively unknown coming into the fight, but did have the fighting style which would favour Holly Holm. The fight itself would end in a controversial unanimous decision for Jermaine Durandamy, where she was not deducted points for striking after the bell. She would next try her best to avoid Cris Cyborg as the first title defense, where eventually the UFC was forced to strip her of the title. Number 2. At UFC 211, Demian Maia scraped a split decision victory over Jorge Masvidal, securing his title shot against the UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. Demian Maia had put together a 7-fight winning streak where he had dominated all of his fights with his world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Tyron Woodley, on the other hand, had successfully defended his title 2 times, where he looked like a dominant champion. Both fighters were booked to face each other at UFC 214, where in the fight, Tyron Woodley was able to completely shut Demian Maia's eye, where from the first round onwards, Demian Maia was literally fighting with one eye. Demian Maia tried countless times to secure a takedown, but Tyron Woodley stopped all of his attempts and refused to push forward to end the fight. After a very slow-paced 5 rounds, the unanimous decision was given to Tyron Woodley. Number 1. At the end of 2016, Tyron Woodley had just come off an exciting back and forth contest against Stephen Thompson at UFC 205, where the fight was ruled a majority draw. Both fighters were booked to face each other again as the main event at UFC 209. On the last minute, the card suffered a big loss, where Khabib Nurmagomedov fell ill on the day of the weigh-ins, and the interim title fight with Tony Ferguson was scrapped from the card. This put more pressure on both Tyron Woodley and Stephen Thompson to put on a show for the fans. At UFC 209, the fight itself was an awful 25-minute snooze fest, but both fighters were hesitant in exchanging strikes with each other, where after the 5 rounds, the majority decision was given to Tyron Woodley.